Good morning, guys. I'm going to be filling in for today. I'm reading a story from the book Living Emunah by Rabbi David Asher. The more we place our trust in Hashem, the greater the supply of blessings there will be. It is told that the Baal Shem Tov stayed in the home of a man named Shalom during his travels, and the man was thrilled and honored to host such a distinguished rabbi. Throughout his stay, the Baal Shem Tov told stories and taught Torah to the members of his household, and Shalom was delighted. Finally, after several days, the rabbi informed his host, that he must leave. The host pleaded with him to stay, but the Baal Shem Tov insisted that he must leave to raise money for his charitable organizations. "How much do you expect to raise in a day?" Shalom asked. 1,000 rubles. The Baal Shem Tov replied. The man offered to donate 1,000 rubles so that the Baal Shem Tov would remain another day. The rabbi agreed. The next day, the Baal Shem Tov again prepared to leave, but the man once again insisted that he stay, offering him much more money. This continued for several days until Shalom's funds were nearly depleted. Unwilling to allow the great rabbi to leave, Shalom sold his precious gems that he relied on as his backup source of money. He sold the gems for 4,000 rubles, and the Baal Shem Tov was his guest for another 4 days. At last, the Baal Shem Tov bid Shalom farewell and left. Afterwards, Shalom considered his situation and was stunned. He was left with no money and a large family to take care of. How would he feed his family? Shalom turned to Hashem and said, "Hashem, I need you." Sure enough, that night a few drunkards came by. Knowing that Shalom sold top-quality liquor, desperately seeking a way to indulge their addiction, they asked Shalom for some whiskey. "But I'm sorry," he said, "but I have no merchandise to sell you." But the drunkards persisted, explaining that his was the best whiskey available, and they desperately wanted it. And even if they had run out, they were willing to purchase his empty barrels so that they could pour water into it, which would absorb the flavor of the whiskey. He agreed, and they gave him numerous gold coins in exchange for empty barrels. A few years later, the Baal Shem Tov was again traveling through that region. He came to Shalom's house in order to visit his former host. He knocked on the door, and the person who opened the door was not Shalom. It turned out that Shalom had moved to a wealthier part of town, and the rabbi found out that he lived there, where he lived, and went to his house. He saw that Shalom now lived in a larger palace with a butler and servants. Shalom ran to greet the rabbi, expressed how honored he felt to once again host the great sage. However, he added, "There's one thing that's been bothering me over the past few years. How could you have left me with no money? How did you take all that money, knowing that I would have nothing left and have a large family to feed?" The Baal Shem Tov explained, "I saw in the heavens that you were destined to attain great wealth, but the pipelines of blessing were blocked. Because you placed your trust in those precious gems, once I saw that you were prepared to give away those gems and placed your trust in Hashem, I knew that the blessings would soon start pouring in." And this is the same in life. Like whenever things seem to be breaking down, it's really Hashem is breaking the vessels to build a new vessel, a bigger vessel to bring you more shefa. Really, the situation that you're in was created from Hashem for you to turn to Him. And that's going to bring you the blessings.